Every civilization has a destiny. In his second major work, published in 1919, Spengler develops a unique idea of socialism. Unlike Marxism, which he sees as a bourgeois product of English thought, his version is distinctly German, specifically Prussian. It's not based on equality, but on order, duty, and the subordination of the individual to the whole. The king is only the first servant of the state, he says, quoting Frederick the Great. In his comparison of European peoples, Spengler draws a sharp line between anarchic and socialist civilizations. Italians and French, in his eyes, are drawn to chaos, creative rebellion, and a certain instinctive anarchy. The English represent extreme individualism, shaped by their island geography and a deeply rooted mercantile spirit. Prussians, however, are different. They embody discipline, order, and a sense of collective purpose. That's why Spengler believes true socialism isn't born from revolution. It's Prussian. A socialism without Marxism. It doesn't reject private property, but places it within a larger framework. Every economic function should serve the greater good of the state. Work isn't a commodity, it's a duty. Even the old phrase, working for the King of Prussia, captures this idea. Acting without personal gain, serving something greater. But this vision has disturbing implications. Spengler has no faith in democracy. He sees it as leveling, mediocre, a mask for economic power, where public opinion outweighs duty and everything is reduced to votes, numbers, and profit. The bourgeoisie, with its obsession for the market and speculation, is seen as the main agent of decline. For Spengler, politics must reclaim its independence. Economics can no longer dictate the fate of nations. What's needed is a new elite, capable of foresight, of guiding decline with dignity. The goal isn't to stop the end, but to face it with full awareness. As he puts it, we are not given the freedom to choose one path or another. We can only choose whether to do what is necessary or do nothing. His is a deeply tragic vision, but also heroic. It doesn't call for rebellion against fate, but for embracing it completely. It's a cold, clear realism, stripped of illusion. And because of that, it still hits hard today. In his later writings, like The Hour of Decision, Spengler looks toward the future with chilling clarity. He sees the United States, Russia, and China as the new global powers that will replace Europe. The West's dominance is over. But that doesn't mean everything is lost. In his worldview, every ending already contains the seed of something new. Russia, for instance, is not part of the West. It's a world of its own, a civilization still in the making. To Spengler, Russia is neither European nor Asian. It's something undefined, but full of potential. The future, he writes, will belong to Russia if it can free itself from its Western pseudomorphosis. Today, in an era marked by economic crises, cultural wars, and growing distrust in institutions, Spengler's words feel more relevant than ever. His critique of democracy turned into spectacle, of technology becoming an end in itself, of the collapse of spiritual values, still echoes with unsettling clarity. "It is a privilege to be here," he once wrote near the end of his life, a surprising phrase coming from the man often remembered as the prophet of decline. But perhaps it's exactly that disenchanted clarity that allows one to live with sharper awareness and fewer illusions. Every era has its task. Maybe ours isn't to build, but to understand, to bear witness, to prepare the ground for something new. The search for truth never ends, even when everything seems to fall apart. But here's the real question. Are we truly ready to accept that every civilization, including our own, may already have its ending written?